Hi, my name is Chelsea.
Hi, I'm John.
Hi, nice to meet you, John. Do you prefer to be called John or some other name?
John's fine.
Okay, great. Do you know why we are meeting today?
Something about job therapy?
Well, actually, I'm an occupational therapist. Do you know what OT is?
I've heard of it. Isn't it where you help people find jobs?
Not quite. Occupational therapists help people with daily activities such as dressing, bathing, driving that may be difficult due to disability or another life circumstance. The main goal of OT is to help people function better in their daily lives.
Okay, I gotcha.
So, where are you from, John?
I grew up in Columbus.
Oh, okay. Are you a big Buckeye fan?
Yeah, I love Ohio State. Prior's playing pretty well this year, but I was pretty mad about that Wisconsin game that they just lost.
Yeah, I was really surprised about that too. They've been doing so well this season. Have you ever been to any of the games?
No, I've always wanted to go, but there's just too many people there for me. I feel like they'd all be watching me.
Yeah, that stadium is pretty big. I think it holds up to about 110,000.
Yeah, that's way too many for my liking.
So you said you feel like they'd be watching you. Why? What makes you feel like that?
Well, everyone around the city, I feel like, is trying to get me. I can't even walk around the streets without someone staring at me or planning something against me.
Okay, I see. I mean, have you had any experiences with people trying to hurt you or come after you?
Yeah, I mean, my own family is coming after me.
What makes you think that?
They tried to poison me.
That must have been terrifying. Can you explain what happened?
They're always trying to slip pills in my food and my drinks. One day, my mom made her famous lasagna, and I got sick from it, so I just decided to move out right away. I think she tried to poison me.
Well, what are some reasons you think your mom would try to poison you?
My whole family thinks I'm crazy. They feel like I'm an embarrassment to the household. And just kind of want to just get rid of me.
Oh, John, that must be really hard to feel like you're embarrassing your whole family. Have you ever tried to talk to them about how you're feeling?
No way. They wouldn't understand.
Okay, I'm really sorry to hear about that. It can be really frustrating to feel like you can't tell your family what's bothering you. Do you ever think of moving back in with them?
No, I mean, I should have moved out sooner, but I'm just glad I finally got out.
Well, that's good then. Where are you staying currently?
I don't have any specific place to stay. I move around a lot to different places.
Okay, I see. How long have you been out of your parents' house?
About 3 months.
That happened pretty recently with your family then. Have you ever thought about trying to contact them to help you find a place to stay?
No, I mean, I'd rather be living on the streets than have any contact with them.
Well, it seems like you'd rather figure things out for yourself than have your family help you. Is that correct?
Yeah, pretty much.
A lot has changed for you in the past few months. So, what does a typical day look like for you now?
Well, I wake up to the train every morning. I sleep under the bridge that it crosses over, so it's like pretty much my alarm clock. I usually walk to the homeless shelter to get breakfast, and that's the meal that normally lasts me the most of the day.
Okay, go on.
After that, I just usually just walk the streets, try to get people to give me money to buy cigarettes or bum cigarettes off my buddies, but they don't really have a whole lot of money either, so it doesn't really work out.
Yeah, cigarettes can be pretty expensive to buy. Is that the only drug that you buy?
No, my doctor tried to prescribe me some kind of dumb drugs, but I don't really believe in all that. I think my drugs do me just fine. Um, actually, I have a joint if you want to smoke.
Actually, I'm okay right now. Thanks though. You mentioned your doctor prescribed drugs for you. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Why do you think he was doing this?
He's out to get me. I think he wanted to poison me just like my family. He said I had schizophrenia, but I think he just wanted an excuse to give me pills and to try and kill me.
Maybe, but most doctors are usually out there to help you and not hurt you. Do you think he could possibly be trying to help you?
I mean, I don't think anyone in this world would really help me if they had a chance. They all just want to hurt me.
So it seems like you feel like a lot of people are out to hurt you. Do you feel like this affects your relationship with others?
In some ways, I guess. I feel like I can't really keep good friends except for a few of my buddies on the street who seem all right.
It can be difficult to maintain friendships if you don't trust the people you're hanging out with. Is building trust in people something you'd like to work on?
Yeah, it's always been a problem for me. I think it would be helpful if I could work on that.
Well, what are some things you could do to help gain trust in others?
I'm not really sure.
Well, that's okay. Have you ever thought about talking to your friends about this so they understand how you're feeling?
No, I'm always afraid they just won't really understand.
Well, maybe if you try being honest with your friends and family, they can maybe help you feel more at ease.
Yeah, that might be helpful. I'll have to start working on that.
Okay, good. That can be a goal we can work towards whenever we meet. You also mentioned you go to the local homeless shelter for food. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's right downtown, close to where I sleep. You know the older gray building right by the river?
No, I'm not that familiar with the downtown area.
Well, that's where the shelter is located. But I usually only go about 3 or 4 days a week.
Okay. Why do you only go 3 or 4 days a week?
I change up the days I go. That way they won't know what days I'm coming and they can't poison my food. Um, I'm still afraid they might try to poison me, but it's kind of the only place that I can get a free meal.
Well, it seems like a pretty smart plan. Do you eat other meals during the day or just breakfast at the shelter?
Just breakfast. I don't really have any money to get any other meals. I mean, I barely have enough money to get cigarettes, let alone food.
So it seems like getting an adequate meal during the day is a problem for you. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of a lifestyle change, switching to one meal a day.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot in your routine has changed. Do you have a job that could help support your daily food needs?
No, I used to work at Kroger bagging groceries for a little bit, but I never had an alarm clock, so I missed a lot of days, and they ended up firing me. Um, I tried to work at Wendy's, but they needed references and work experience, and I didn't really have either of those, so I didn't get hired.
Yeah, it can be really frustrating to find work.
Yeah, it is. I'm hoping to go back to school at Columbus Community College soon to get my degree, though.
Oh, that's so exciting. I heard Columbus Community College has great programs. Do you know what you're going to major in?
Well, right after I graduated high school, I went there to get a business degree, but I'm not really good at math, so that didn't work out too well. I think I'm going to major in history education and try to teach because that's kind of something that I like to do.
That'd be a great job to be able to teach something you love. Teaching seems like a really rewarding profession. How long were you at Columbus Community College the first time you went there?
Only 2 quarters. I got really bad grades and couldn't keep up with my classes. My parents stopped paying for me, so I just dropped out.
I'm sorry to hear about that. School can be hard to keep up with if you don't enjoy the classes you're taking. So, how are you going to afford to go back?
I've tried to apply for a couple loans. It's been difficult, but since I don't trust anyone, especially with money, so it's kind of been weird. But still waiting to hear back, and if that works out, then hopefully that'll get me started.
I understand the process of waiting for loans. I had to do that in undergrad, and it can be really frustrating to hear back from them. But that's such a great opportunity for you to go back to school. In what ways do you think you can make this time better than your last experience?
Um, I'm not really sure I understand what you're asking.
Oh, okay, let me rephrase that question. You said you struggled with your grades and keeping up with classes. How will you maintain your grades this time?
Well, last time I think the biggest problem was I wasn't excited about my major. The classes were pretty tough, so I kind of just gave up. But now that I'm majoring in history and education, I like that. I think it'll be different. I've started going to the library a couple of days a week just to look at some of their books.
Great, that's awesome. Libraries are wonderful resources, and that's so nice you've been taking advantage of that. That'll even be helpful when you need the internet for school to use the library. Seems like you have really good motivation to get back into school and work hard. Jen, I really appreciate you sharing all this with me today. From your experience with your family and others, you express you often don't really trust people and feel like everyone is out to get you, and that's something you'd like to work on. We set the goal of starting to tell others how you're feeling so they can understand where you're coming from.
Yep, that sounds good.
Okay, good. And also today we talked about your daily routine and how it is difficult for you to afford more than one meal a day or hold a job. You've set a really good goal for yourself to return to school to get your degree for teaching.
Yeah.
So these are all areas we can continue to discuss more in the future when we meet. How are you feeling about some of the goals we set today?
Well, I don't really know how I could ever trust my family again. I don't feel like I can be around people who, are trying to kill me.
I hear what you're saying, John. It would be really hard to trust those people again. But after our discussion today, I think you realize how important that skill is. Do you think if we take it slow, you could eventually gain the trust in others?
Yeah, I think it'd help to talk about it today. If I continue to work on it, then maybe I can learn to trust other people again.
That sounds like a great plan. Okay, well, John, it has been so great meeting you. I'm looking forward to seeing you again and working toward those goals we established today.
Thank you. Me too.
Have a great day.